Hey guys, Gina here. So yesterday I saw a sign that said fall shows us that change is beautiful. And I thought, that's really an interesting perspective on that. And it kind of mirrored how my week has been. So have y'all ever had like a domino effect on something? I can think of many things that create domino effects. Finding out you're pregnant, I'm not. I'm just saying that did occur a few years ago. That was a domino effect because then all of a sudden we had to do this, and this. Well, my hubs and I had decided that we needed to purchase a new mattress. Our mattress was just so old and completely, basically destroyed. Mattresses don't last forever. And so we have been budgeting because we tend to follow Dave Ramsey and we don't like to buy things on credit. So we had been budgeting and getting ready to purchase a mattress. And we were going to go a few weeks ago, but then we all got sick, and so we just kind of put it off for a few weeks until we were feeling better and everything. And so the thing is that we had a queen size that he wanted a king. And I've always had kings as well. My parents grew up having kings, so the queen was just kind of a new thing for us anyway, so it was interesting. And you would think that 6 inches doesn't make that big of a difference in a bed, but it's totally like a life changer, especially if you like to sprawl when you sleep, which I guess most people do, because I do, he does. But anyway, so we decided we were going to buy a new king mattress. Well, the domino effect of that was that we realized that when we did that, we were going to have to move it from the wall the bed was on to a different wall in our bedroom because it wasn't going to fit. It was going to be a little wonky and a little crowded and just not fit right for some, just like I said, that 6 inches can make a huge difference. And so we had no intention of new dresser, new anything else or anything like that. But he does like to have a headboard and footboard on his bed, and I was just like, well, let's just get a Hollywood frame and just deal with that for now, and then we'll change it up later. Well, he got on Facebook Marketplace. Now, I'm not on Facebook, but I used to be. But my hubs is on Facebook Marketplace, and he found a bedroom suite that had the armoire and dresser, nightstand, and headboard and footboard, and it was very inexpensive, and it was a very good deal. And so I was like, well, we could go look at it. We have, we could do it. We could have the money for it and everything. And so we went to go look at it, and it was such one of those things that it's like it comes across like once in a blue moon type opportunities. And so we were like, yeah, we'll take it. So then we had to arrange to pick up the furniture like a couple of days later, and we're like, we haven't bought the bed yet. And a queen bed isn't going to fit on a king bed. And so after we went to go look at that and we knew we were picking up the furniture in a couple of days, we had to immediately go to the mattress store and go get a mattress and get that dealt with. And so it started this domino effect. But that's even not the best part of it, okay? Wait for it. So I told you it wasn't going to fit on that wall, so we had to move the furniture around. So since everything was coming out anyway, that was really super simple because we were just going to replace it with the newer set and the new used set, which we're so thankful that we found it because we loved bargain shopping like that, and it worked out so great for us. But then we realized that this that we had in the bedroom wasn't really going to work now because it didn't really match the style. So we were like, okay, well, we'll put this in the living room because it's still a piece of furniture that we didn't want to get rid of. Then we realized that when we did that, that was going to open up an area of the bedroom that I could move my desk and start using it, because what I've been doing all this time working from home is I had this itty bitty desk that we probably found somewhere or used that's not really my desk, but it was what we were kind of holding the printer and stuff on. And then I would actually work at the dining room table And so I was camped out at the dining room table like all day long, and that's annoying for the family. And so we realized that when we did that, we could actually use my real desk that we had been using as an entertainment center, because it's a writing desk, so it doesn't look like a desk. It looks like a table. It's got scroll work and stuff, and it's really pretty. I love it. I found it at a not really an antique shop, but a furniture redo shop, years ago up in Oklahoma, and it was just gorgeous. I love it. And anyway, but in order to do that, we'd have to have something else to set the TV on. So then we decided to hang the TV in the living room. But in order to do that, we had to rearrange the living room furniture. So all of it started because we wanted to get a new mattress. So now the bedroom is completely rearranged. The old furniture's out, the newer stuff is in, the new mattress is amazing. I got a really good night's sleep. It's not lumpy and everything else. Now we'll give it 10 years and we'll go from there. But now the living room furniture is rearranged. The TV is now hanging on the wall. My desk is actually in the bedroom, where there's a corner that kind of alcoves out, which is perfect for it. And I've been working in there, which is better because now the dining room has been rearranged because all that is out of there. And so like his kids, my stepkids, came for their weekend, and they walk in, they're like, oh my gosh, because basically the whole house changed in just a week. I mean, we're rearranging and moving all because of a mattress. And so, sometimes, change can be so scary and change can be so stressful. And I will tell you, I have got the bruises to show from moving furniture around. I have not been beaten. It's not that. My knees have got banged up, and, I'm glad I didn't lose a toe, because some of that stuff is heavy, and, I'm super, super strong. But after a while, after a week of that, you're like, ugh. But now we're kind of getting everything back into the set of it. And I really like the way we rearranged the living room furniture. And you're thinking, okay, you moved the couch, you moved the chair, you moved some end tables around. Yes, but sometimes that's all it takes to make a fresh start. It feels like we've moved. I mean, literally, it feels like we've moved. Not just from the heavy lifting and moving boxes around. I also took that opportunity to do some minimalizing. So I took that opportunity and I got, I'm so ashamed to say, 8 bags of trash out of the house, plus a pickup load to the Goodwill. Plus, there's a pile that's going to be another pickup load in the kitchen area that is going to go to Goodwill. And all because we decided it was time to get the new mattress that we had been planning on for months. But all this came down to a week of, it was like Tasmania Devil week. In the meantime, still working. Still going to school, still got a toddler that's, she kind of stressed out a little bit with the change at first because she wasn't understanding why bedroom furniture was sitting in the living room, and mommy and daddy were not having time to really play with her because we're moving this stuff, and so she kind of got a little disoriented. But after about a day of it, she got on to the fact that we weren't going anywhere and things were going to be still normal for her. But that is the one thing that it's hard for somebody who can't understand the change that they're going through. And I thought that's so apropos to even adults, because sometimes we're going through a change and we don't understand what is happening, and we get so stressed and we get cranky and we get tired and we get sore and we just don't understand the concept of everything that's happening. But when you let the change happen and let the beautifulness of it occur, and I know some changes are not pretty, I get it, but I truly believe that at the end of a change, you can always find the blessings and the happiness and the newness, and let a new beginning occur. And so now we've still got a mess. I mean, things are not, I've got a shelf propped up in the living room, and I've got boxes over here, and I've got boxes over there, and I've just still got to sort through, and I'm not super happy with a couple ways that I've rearranged my office in the bedroom. So that's going to be a kind of a work in progress over the next couple of weeks. But that's okay, because we have a deadline. We gave ourselves a deadline that by October 1st, it's all good. And that way we just have a couple of weeks of chaos, and we just very intentionally, we made a little list of the things that we knew we needed to do. And so, and it's simple things like hang the TV. I think we're probably out of like, a million people that didn't have their TV hanging anyway. They just had it sitting on a table. I mean, maybe people don't hang their TVs as much anymore. I don't know. But a little simple thing like that. Yeah, it took a couple hours to get everything, measured out and figured out what we're going to do and get it ready and prepped, and, go buy the little hanger thing and go put it on the wall. And I mean, those hangers aren't expensive. I think it was $10. So, I mean, it was like no big deal. But it made such a huge impact. And that's the thing. Sometimes change can make such a huge impact and make you so happy, even if it's just so exhausting to go through it, and you get beat up with bruises and look like you fought the fight, and you might not have won it. I won it, but we won't tell anybody. But yeah, and I'm still kind of learning my spatial recognition of where that new footboard is. I've hit my knee on it a couple of times. It won't take me long to remember where that is now. But I'm getting used to that new habit of I need to go around it so many inches instead of what I used to with the other one. It's just a whole different thing. But I love how change happens. And if y'all remember, I've told you my favorite quote. I always get it wrong when I say it from scratch, but change happens when the pain of holding on is greater than the fear of letting go. Now, we weren't afraid of getting a new mattress. We just hadn't done it yet. We saved up our money. We just hadn't gone to the store to check them out. I mean, it was one of those things. And I was probably afraid of having to lift it and lug it up, our steps. So we've got couple of steps going up to the front porch. It's not just a straight shot, which makes it so much easier if it's a straight shot. But everyone thinks, a couple of steps up to the front porch is a great idea. Not when you're getting older. But that's another story for another day. So that was probably the only pain I had, was like, I'm gonna have to lift this thing. But so now everything just feels new. And even though we have a little bit of chaos still with some boxes and some stuff like that, we've gotten rid of trash. We got rid of stuff we weren't using anymore. We donated things that somebody else could get. Things are just looking more peaceful, and all it took was just rearranging a few things. I mean, we moved like the bedside tables that we were using into the living room. So it's not like it cost us stuff. Yeah, we bought a $10 TV hanger, but okay. We're counting that as our entertainment budget. If you do the Dave Ramsey thing, you can kind of figure that out. So, but change is not a bad thing. And I love how fall does make us see that, because we go from the heat to the coolness and the crispness, and then the colors are changing on the trees and everything. And so that sign I saw yesterday that change, fall shows that change is beautiful, and it is. And I mentioned last week how I actually do my resolutions, the New Year resolutions, every fall. And I think that this was rearranging some furniture in the house was also part of this rebirthing, in a way, of just creating more peace and more happiness and more activity towards chasing our sunsets to find more of what we're looking for. My husband even said that he was like, this just looks better and feels better, and it's just, and so everyone's, and even his kids were like, this is great. And my daughter, when she woke up the next morning, because you cannot move around living room furniture when a toddler is in the middle of all that, although I sometimes wonder if she's not stronger than me, so she might have been able to lift that into the couch better than me, but I wasn't going to try that because she's only like 3 foot tall. But anyway, she got up the next morning, and here she comes jabbering down the hall, blah, 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 mama, blah, 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 and she just stops, and she goes, oh, wow, this is really cool. And she has enjoyed sitting in there watching TV with Daddy, and she has enjoyed playing in the living room a little bit more. And it wasn't that she didn't do that before, but now it seems like it's more intentional. Like, I'm going to sit in the new living room. I'm going to be a part of this new change. And I love that it even affected somebody who is so cognitively not aware of how to control her emotions really yet. So it hits at so many levels when you can change things like that. So anyway, it kind of goes with, and if food, if you're looking at trying to change into a whole food plant-based diet also, then, you know, sometimes just mixing it up a little bit, it's that easy. So I'm going to tell you how I'm going to mix it up today. We're going to be making pizzas for dinner tonight. And for my mom and me and Shelby, we will be making a whole food plant-based pizza. Now, my husband and his 2 kids, again, I've mentioned, are not whole food plant-based. So we will be making traditional pizzas for them. And I think I've also mentioned that I have a wheat allergy, so I have to make the crust gluten-free. So I have to do everything from scratch on ours. And so I have decided to try a new pizza crust recipe. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm going to give it a whirl. And the thing is that I know I'm not going to go hungry, so I'm not worried about it. Even if it's not my favorite, I know that it'll be okay to try it and just experiment and go with it. And so I will give y'all an update next week on how the new pizza crust recipe came out. And if it is good, I will even share with you where I found it, so that a way you can try to make it as well. Because I will be making tweaks to it, because this is actually calls for whole wheat flour, so I'll be using my rice flour mixture. So, you know, there'll be my little spin on it, because I never take a recipe and just do it the way it says, because I evidently have trouble following authority, but or at least following recipes. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you, if you find yourself in the middle of a domino effect, just sit back and go, okay, this is about to go this way, and then it's going to go this way, and then it's going to go this way, and just breathe into it and be okay with it, and just like understand that when you're all done and you got the bruises to prove it, you know, I got a bad one on my knee. I really whacked the side of that footboard, but I won't show you that one. But when you have the bruises to prove that you've made it through the change, and you can sit back and you can enjoy it, you're going to be so much stronger, and you're going to be so much happier, and you're going to be so much more at peace. Because change happens when the pain of holding on is greater than the fear of letting go. And fall just shows us that change can be beautiful. So have a great week. Go chase your sunset. Go be the best you can be. And I will see you next week. Bye.